and the beer, the champagne, all of it. Seeing Fernando Tatis Jr. down there celebrating, Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill doing it for the first time. You could see the emotion. You could see the passion from these guys, and just a lot of fun here in L.A. Job's not done. Padres have a number of other things, even here in the regular season, that I'm sure they're hoping to accomplish, especially with the win here tonight in L.A. We'll talk more about that. Plenty to come. Great job by Tony in the clubhouse. Great job by Jesse. Great job by Dave Marcus up in the booth as well. We'll step aside, come back, our typical post-game coverage after this on the Padres Radio Network. Our post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you here in L.A. at Dodger Stadium. The party continues downstairs inside the Padres clubhouse. The champagne bottles pop, the beer being poured, the dancing going on. Everybody you can imagine is down there right now. Not a huge visiting clubhouse here at Dodger Stadium, but plenty of room to have a nice celebration as the Padres win it 4-2 here tonight against the L.A. Dodgers. We continue our post-game coverage. We still have a lot to do. We'll have the radio highlights in just a moment. We'll recap this game from start to finish. We'll also hear again from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Great job by Tony in the clubhouse getting those interviews throughout the last 45 minutes, hour or so. So many great quotes and sound bites and things that were said down there. Just a lot of fun. Wow. What a time it's been here in L.A. on this Tuesday night. The job not done for the Padres. They now sit 2 games behind the Dodgers for first place in the National League West, but we know right now that the Padres are heading to the 2024 postseason as they win their 91st game of the season here tonight. This was a really good game. It was a really entertaining game. It's a game that I'm sure if you were a Padres fan, as that bottom half of the 9th inning was unfolding, you were at the edge of your seat, and then it ended in a way that I'm not sure you could have even dreamed of. Let's recap this game from start to finish. Well, our starting pitching matchup here tonight, Michael King on the mound for the Padres, Landon Knack on the mound for L.A. Knack pitched the scoreless top of the first inning. In the bottom half, Shohei Ohtani hit a first pitch double down the right field line against Michael King. Then it was Mookie Betts.
2-1 from King. The right-hander delivers. Betts swings. It's a ground ball to shortstop. His old Red Sox teammate Xander Bogaerts has it, and he airmails it over Solano. It'll go out of play. Ohtani's going to get to come in and score. Betts will go to second. And on a throwing/catching error, the Dodgers get the first run of the night.
So it was a 1-0 L.A. lead. Later in the inning, the Dodgers had runners on first and third with 2 out. They ran themselves out of the inning. Teoscar Hernandez went to steal second base. The Padres threw down. Hernandez tried to get into a rundown, but Jake Cronenworth made his first of what were a few great plays in this game. He quickly threw behind Betts at third base as Hernandez stopped and tried to get into the rundown. They got Betts. The inning was over. So the Dodgers had a 1-0 lead going to the second. Jackson Merrill hit a 1-out single in the second. He was still on first base. There were 2 outs for Jake Cronenworth.
1-1 pitch hit in the air down the right field line. Hooking towards the little wall. This one gonna go! Jake Cronenworth, a 2-run homer. And the Padres, a 2-1 lead.
A big swing for Jake Cronenworth. The Padres in front, 2-1. King then got in big trouble in the bottom half of the inning. Will Smith hit a leadoff single. King got the next 2 outs, but he then hit Miguel Rojas with a 1-2 pitch to put 2 runners on base. He walked Shohei Ohtani to load the bases. King then struck out Mookie Betts to end the inning and strand the bases loaded. That was a huge early moment. Padres led 2-1, heading to the 4th inning. Jackson Merrill led off with a double. Knack then bounced back to get the next 2 outs as Profar moved to third base on a fly out the center. Profar was just 90 feet away for Xander Bogaerts.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Xander, hard hit on the ground and beyond the dive of the shortstop Rojas into left field. Profar will score. Bogaerts an RBI single, and the Padre lead is 3-1.
Bogaerts then went to second base on a balk. Jake Cronenworth at the plate.
3-2 again. Cronenworth lines it towards left center field. Hernandez, long run, not going to get there. Hits up against the wall on one hop. Bogaerts has scored. Cronenworth into second with an RBI double. And the Padre lead is 4-1.
Another big moment for Jake Cronenworth, 3 RBIs on the night. King then pitched a 1-2-3 4th inning. He pitched a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 5th inning, including a tremendous diving catch from Jackson Merrill. That would be the first of 2 he had in this game. King went 5 innings and allowed just 1 unearned run. Padres still led 4-1, going bottom 6. Adrian Morejon came in. He got the first 2 outs, but then allowed a single and a walk. Jeremiah Estrada came in. He got a pop out from Tommy Edman to end the inning. The Dodger bullpen was keeping it a 4-1 game. We went bottom 7. Tanner Scott came in. He allowed a leadoff single, but then Miguel Rojas grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. That was huge because up next was Shohei Ohtani, and Scott struck him out to end the inning. It was still a 4-1 game. Going to the 8th inning, former Padre Brent Honeywell worked around a 1-out double from Manny Machado. In the bottom half of the 8th inning, Jason Adam came in. Adam got some help from Jackson Merrill, made another great play diving in left field. He was outstanding defensively tonight. We'll hear the calls coming up a little bit later from Jesse. And then after that, it was a Freeman flyout. Teoscar Hernandez doubled. Max Muncy flew out to end the inning. Padres still led 4-1. Brent Honeywell, a 1-2-3, top of the 9th inning. So the Padres 3 outs away from securing a postseason berth. Robert Suarez came in for the bottom half of the 9th inning. It got very tricky. Will Smith hit a leadoff single. Tommy Edman followed with another as Smith went to third. Kike Hernandez then stepped in. He hit an RBI single to make it a 4-2 game. There were runners on first and second. So again, let's reset the situation one more time. Runners on first and second, Padres leading 4-2. The winning run at the plate in Miguel Rojas. Robert Suarez on the mound. There is nobody out. Padres trying to hang on, and then this happened.
0-1. Swinging away, ground ball to Machado. He hits third, that's 1. Goes to second in time, on to first, a triple play! A triple play! And the ball game is over! The Padres clinch a postseason berth on a 5-4-3 triple play.
Unbelievable. 5-4-3 triple play to end the ball game. Manny to Cronenworth to Solano, and the ball game was over. Robert Suarez out of the jam. Padres win it 4-2, and the celebration ensued. My goodness, what an ending to this game. What a ball game it was. Padres win it 4-2. The final totals here tonight for the Padres: 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. The Dodgers 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Again, the Padres improved to 91-66. Dodgers dropped to 93-64. The winner here tonight was Michael King, and we'll talk more about him. He was gutsy here tonight. 5 innings, no earned runs given up. He's now 13-9. Landon Knack took the loss. He's 3-5. Save for Robert Suarez, his 35th of the season. And right now here at Dodger Stadium, the Padres are taking a photo on the first base side of the field. They're all lined up. Number of photographers, videographers. You might be able to hear the cheering that's from down on the field right now. I see somebody shirtless now walking up. Oh, it's Manny Machado. That's not just somebody. That's Manny Machado walking towards the group photo. Got to get Manny in the photo. They're having fun down there. So the group photo going on. I'm sure you're going to see that photo very, very soon. And the celebration continues here in L.A. as the Padres clinch a postseason berth. They move 2 games behind the L.A. Dodgers for first place in the NL West. And yes, tomorrow becomes an even bigger game. And if the Padres can win tomorrow, then Thursday becomes an even bigger game. But we'll get to that tomorrow. For now, I think these guys deserve to celebrate what they've accomplished here in 2024. The Padres will be playing in the postseason. When we return, we'll hear again from Padres manager Mike Shildt. We'll get into our daily awards. We'll get you involved as we move along here as well. Padres 4, Dodgers 2, as the Padres win this series opener and they clinch their spot in the 2024 postseason. Our postgame coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network. Our postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside Dodger Stadium here in L.A. The party continues as the Padres clinch a postseason berth here in 2024. They just got finished up taking the photo down in the field, the group photo, team photo, all the staff members in there as well. So the party is raging on here in L.A. A couple of the guys now walking out towards the bullpen. Everybody's having a good time. Maybe they left something out there. Who knows? But everybody is all smiles. You can see the reflection from the goggles a lot of the guys had on. I'll tell you what, I got some more than just some, but quite a bit of champagne in my eye. And I'll be honest with you. Tonight was the first time that I've had the chance to be downstairs during or in the clubhouse during a post-game celebration with champagne. And number one, I can confirm the champagne does burn the eyes. And number two, the tough part is, the lights are off. They've got lights going. You have no idea where the champagne's coming from. So there were a few times I just got hit out of nowhere. I had no idea who shot the champagne, where it was coming from, what direction it was coming in. I had beer poured on me a couple of times. I don't know what was going on, but a lot of fun down there. Man, what memories those guys made here tonight as the Padres clinch a postseason berth. Again, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a few moments, so stay tuned for that. We'll revisit Mike's comments with Tony Gwynn Jr. Earlier inside the clubhouse. And just so you know, just a great job by Tony down there. It's a hectic environment down there. Not only do you have all the players and the staff and front office members, but you've got tons of media down there. And I'll tell you, that visiting clubhouse downstairs here at Dodger Stadium, it's not very big. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking around there earlier today pregame. We're in there. I said to myself, man, if they have a celebration down here, how's everybody going to fit? How are we going to do this? But it was A-okay. And, hey, when you get to celebrate, you find a way, right? Winners find solutions. And they found the way to have the celebration downstairs. All right, let's revisit what Mike Shildt had to say just within the last hour or so downstairs inside the Padres clubhouse with Tony Gwynn Jr. Let's hear from the Padres manager after this 4-2 win in L.A.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Presented by Sinley Food. Spice up your culinary life.
I'm here with Padres manager Mike Shildt. Mike, just tell me what type of emotion is going through you right now.
Just a real strong sense of accomplishment for this group, the staff, the city of San Diego. There's a lot of blood, sweat, tears to get to this point. Clearly want to acknowledge the accomplishment, but also recognize that we're just getting started.
How do you get this ball club to refocus after a night like this in which you guys get a triple play to end the game, to clinch a playoff spot? You come in here, you have time, but there's still some unchecked boxes.
Yeah, definitely unchecked boxes. I'm not worried about the refocus component. These guys rightfully need to celebrate. This game is a challenge, as you know, and, you do something as a team to accomplish something, you need to celebrate it. But this group's going to be focused and ready to go tomorrow. I can promise you that.
You came in as a new manager this year, but had a ton of relationships that you had already established. How important was that as you came into this year with a new ball club under your watch to have those relationships established already?
Yeah, it was really important. From my seat, it starts at the top, really, the relationship with AJ, and that's a healthy and strong one, and very like-minded, and so we're on the same page with a lot of how we operate. Don't always agree, but that's we can talk about it and get to a conclusion that's best for the Padres. And then after that, it's about making sure we had a relationship with a lot of our core players, Toddy and Manny and Joe and you and Croney and Bogey and making sure we got them on board, which wasn't hard. These guys are very dedicated and hungry to do what we're doing now. And so once the leadership gets on board and everybody's together, the rest of it
enjoy that.
Kind of goes into motion. Yeah, you get some too.
Okay. Thank you, Tanner. One of the things that you harped on at the very beginning of this season was some of the little things. And this team, night in and night out, did a lot of those little things. You talked about a sense of accomplishment. Tell me about that part and how you were able to establish that early on and to see it come to fruition the way it has.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we got buy-in from our group, like I mentioned earlier, about how we're going to compete and how we're going to play good, solid, fundamental baseball. And, it's competition every night out there. And really, in simple terms, in competition, you want to take everything they give you and give away nothing. And, we had some work to do, and we've been able to work together to make sure we're pretty dialed in, man. Our preparation's good. But the thing that allows that to go really positively is the fact we got a bunch of guys here that are talented, but they're smart. We get some high baseball IQ guys that know how to play the game, and once we can establish how we want to play and be aware for the situation, just like that triple play.
Yeah.
Made a little adjustment towards the end. Guys got in a good spot, and Manny made a play. So it's really just about daily day dedication. That's also the part that's a challenge, is getting guys to do it every single day, and this group brings it, and I love them.
Mike, enjoy yourself, man. This is a lot of fun.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you, brother.
That was Mike Shildt after this 4-2 win for the Padres. A little bit different than the typical press conference from Mike Shildt. Great job by Tony there. After the Padres win this game, they celebrate inside the clubhouse. The champagne, the beer, all of it very, very well deserved for this Padres team here tonight. All right, let's step aside. When we come back, we'll get into our daily awards. We'll continue to break down this ball game here tonight. What a game it was. What an ending it was. There's a lot of different elements of this game we can discuss, break down little moments in this game, including just the unbelievable way that it ended here tonight. Padres win it 4-2 against the Dodgers. We'll get into our daily awards. Full look at the out-of-town scoreboard here tonight. Update you on the Major League standings. Remember, great accomplishment for the Padres here tonight. There are really two things now to focus on. Number one, the division. This thing is not over in the slightest with the Padres beating the Dodgers in this series opener. And, of course, you also keep an eye on that number one wild card spot. Both those things for the Padres not clinched at the moment, but we do know one thing's for certain, and that is that there will be postseason baseball for the San Diego Padres here in 2024. We'll take a break, come back with more after this on the Padres Radio Network. Our postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside Dodger Stadium here in L.A. Padres win it 4-2 against the Dodgers here tonight. They clinch a postseason spot in the 2024 playoffs. Congratulations to the Padres, the organization, A.J. Preller, Mike Shildt. Tell you what, you win 91 games and still counting in a season. That is not easy to do, and what a marvelous second half it's been for this Padres ball club here in 2024. We continue on. We'll get to some of our typical features here in a second. We'll also revisit some of the great interviews that Tony did just within the last 90 minutes or so inside the clubhouse. Good to revisit some of these because I know probably a lot of people, you might have even went to watch the television coverage from inside the clubhouse. Obviously, we had tremendous coverage here too. So if you, for whatever reason, if you missed the post-game clubhouse celebration, even here on the radio, we'll go back and if you missed it for any reason, we'll revisit some of the interviews in just a second. I do want to, though, at the same time, talk about this game. There is a lot to break down and discuss. Great bullpen work here tonight. Let's tell you about our relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher was able to come in and slam the door shut? It's time for the relief pitcher of the game in support of the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank, providing food assistance to local children, families, and seniors in need. To get help or give help, visit SanDiegoFoodBank.org.
Our relief pitcher of the game here tonight, there's really a number of different directions you can go with this, but I'm actually going to give it to Tanner Scott. And I'll tell you why. At that point in the game, bottom half of the seventh inning, Padres are leading 4-1 at that point. And this is before all the drama of the ninth inning. We'll get to that in a little bit. But the seventh inning, leadoff single, pinch hit single for Kike Hernandez. Then Miguel Rojas grounds into a 5-4-3 double play. So at that point, it's 2 outs, nobody on. And here's why that's so important. That's a part of the lineup that all of a sudden becomes very dangerous for the Dodgers in a 3-run game. Again, single by Hernandez to begin the inning. And then Rojas is the number 9 batter. You know who's on deck after Rojas? Shohei Ohtani. You know who's after him? Mookie Betts. You know who's after him? Freddie Freeman. So Tanner Scott getting that double play to make it that Ohtani was at the plate with 2 outs and nobody on, that was huge in this game. I mean, there's a chance if there's no drama in the ninth inning, let's say Robert Suarez has a much easier time and we don't see the triple play, there's a chance you might look at that double play as the play of the game. I'm not kidding. Because that made it so it got Ohtani to the plate with 2 outs, nobody on, instead of Ohtani getting to the plate with Betts being the tying run on deck, or maybe 2 on and nobody out. He's the tying run with nobody out in the inning. So for that reason, as we break it down, Tanner Scott, our relief pitcher of the game, he did a great job in what became a pretty tough situation in that 7th inning. So a great job by Tanner Scott, our relief pitcher of the game here tonight. We'll have our player of the game coming up in just a little bit, as we do have some of the post-game interviews for you ready here. So we'll revisit some of that. I think this is a good opportunity to first talk about Michael King, and then Frank will play Michael King's post-game interview with Tony in the celebration. The reason I want to bring up Michael King is he was really good tonight. Now, was it a 7-8 scoreless innings? No. But I'll tell you what, this was a gutsy effort from Michael King. He had to battle through 5 innings. The 1 run he gave up was unearned. That was the error by Bogaerts in the first inning. Wasn't a great start for Xander. Would redeem himself a little bit later with an RBI single to make it a 4-1, or excuse me, a 3-1 game in the 4th inning. Bogaerts would later score on Cronenworth's double to make it 4-1. But Michael King goes 5 innings, gives up the 1 unearned run, 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 3, got through the lineup twice. He just gutted his way through 95 pitches. The Dodgers made him throw 50-plus pitches. In fact, 54 to be exact in the first 2 innings. And Xander didn't help him out with the error. it was just gutsy. I mean, you talk about the second inning. I mean, that's a critical moment in this game. King's already up above 50 pitches. It's the bases loaded with 2 outs and Mookie Betts at the plate, and King struck him out. Again, there are a lot of moments in this game tonight you can point at and say, wow, that was a really big moment in this game. We talked about the double play with Rojas in the 7th inning just a couple of minutes ago. That's another big moment. The second inning, Mookie Betts striking out. So just a wonderful job by Michael King, I thought, tonight, gutting his way through 5 innings, 1 run given up. It was unearned. And to do that against this lineup with the way it sort of started and throwing 50-plus pitches in the first 2 innings, I thought this was a real impressive performance. Gutsy effort tonight from Michael King. Let's hear what Michael King had to say inside the celebration just earlier with Tony Gwynn Jr.
I'm with Michael King, the starting pitcher of tonight's ball game. And listen, Mike, Jesse and I have watched up from the top. You've had some bad luck over the last 4 or 5 starts, and I think the saying goes something like out after error. How were you able to kind of refocus after the first error of this ball game, and you were still struggling to kind of command your stuff at that point?
One of those games I didn't have anything. Upsetting because it was such a big game. But then, I mean, there's Bogey. I trust in the biggest spots of all. And so Bogey came up to me and apologized afterwards. I said, that's a dumb comment. You cannot be apologizing to me. I knew he was going to have a good game, and he obviously had the RBI. And it was really just a grind, putting up zeros and making sure that we kept the lead.
Now, I know this is a team event right now, but we're going to talk about you personally. I mean, first year as a full-time starter, you rolled through it and made it look quite easy. I mean, talk about what has helped you get to this point this season.
I think the leadership ahead of me, having Darvish and Joe there, Cease has been doing it for however many years, and then Ruben's been my rock through it all. I mean, I learned so much throughout the season, and even today, I was like, I'll be more efficient, I promise, and he was like, no, this is not a game to be efficient. There he is right there. And he was like, it's not a game to be efficient. We got a full bullpen behind you. Just put up zeros and get out of there.
You were able to settle in, got through 5 innings of work. You handed it off to your bullpen, which has been phenomenal. And just when it started to look like it got rocky, it ended up going your way. A triple play to get you guys in here to party. Talk a little bit about that.
I mean, incredible. Suarez has been our guy the whole year. Obviously struggling a little right now. Woo! Enjoy it. But like, you knew he was going to make pitches. He's a big game pitcher. And then there's nobody in that spot that I wanted to go to more than Manny. And Manny, cool, calm, and collected, knew exactly what to do. Trip play is freaking cool.
Michael King, terrific season as a Padre. You got more work to do. I mean, you guys are going to have some fun here tonight, but there's still some unchecked boxes.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be playing on Halloween. That's our goal. So, and beyond, obviously.
Enjoy yourself, brother.
Thank you.
That was Michael King after what was a really, really great outing here tonight. Like I said, 5 super, super gutsy innings here tonight as the Padres win it 4-2, and Michael King does pick up his 13th win of the season. We'll hear from Jake Cronenworth in just a moment. We'll revisit that conversation with Tony Gwynn Jr. inside the Clubhouse celebration. Before we do that, let's tell you about today's player of the game.
Which player had the biggest impact on today's game? Let's find out who is today's player of the game. Presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Catch every game at Patties and Pints. Plus, enjoy $4 beer every Thursday. Visit valleyviewcasino.com today.
1-1 pitch into the air down the right field line. Hooking towards the little wall. This one gonna go! Jake Cronenworth, a 2-run homer. And the Padres, a 2-1 lead.
Jake Cronenworth, our player of the game here tonight. What a job by Jake. He had some huge, huge moments in this ball game here tonight. The total offensively, 2 hits, the home run, 3 RBIs. He also had that great throw to get Mookie Betts creeping off third base when the Dodgers tried to get into a rundown in the first inning, ran themselves out of an inning. There was another really nice defensive play. Really 2 other good defensive plays by Jake. There was a ground ball where runner ran right in front of him. Tough to keep with it. He did that. Then a line-out double play that he did a nice job fielding and then throwing out the runner at first base in the third. This was a great game for Jake, really was. I mean, biggest swing of the night in all likelihood, the 2-run home run in the second inning, then the double in the fourth inning to make it a 4-1 game. And great defense tonight by Jake as well. Great to see him break out here tonight. You know, I don't like to pat myself in the back. I did have Jake Cronenworth in the not category earlier today. And sometimes, seems like there's a little inspiration when you're in the not category. But Jake will not be in the not category tomorrow. I'll tell you that. The who's hot, who's not in the pregame show. So great job by Jake Cronenworth tonight. He was a big factor in this 4-2 win as the Padres clinch a postseason berth. Let's revisit Jake Cronenworth's interview with Tony Gwynn Jr. inside the clubhouse celebration.
All right, I'm here with Padres' second baseman now, Jake Cronenworth. Jake had two of the biggest knocks in this game. 2-run shot that kind of started things going. I mean, off change-up up in the zone, got the head out. Just talk about your night tonight, helping this team get to this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to do anything I can do to help this team win, as I do every night. But no, I mean, this is my favorite time of the year, and woke up and it's like the first time all year I've had kind of that butterflies in my stomach feeling, and it's good. I love playing in environments like this. It's awesome.
You guys have done a terrific job of just going one game at a time. How hard was that today, given the circumstances that are ahead of you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little added pressure, but I think this group's ready, and we've done it all season. And I think that's been one constant, is that take every day. Every day's a new day, and something good's going to happen. And what can we do to win the game? And that's kind of what we do.
You are a really, I think, good image of what this ball club is. You're asked to play first, you're asked to play second, you're asked to play anywhere. You tend to do it. You make a key play early in this ball game. Runners on first and third, you come in, you're able to get Betts out at third. That kind of seemed to change the momentum, it seemed like, for you guys. Kind of calmed everything down. Talk about that play a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Mookie on third, really good runner. Teoscar on first, good runner. They're trying to get a run across there with 2 outs, and just kind of reading the situation. And I saw Teoscar stop in the corner of my eye, so I knew something was going on. And I had a chance to get Mookie out at third and give Manny a good throw, and he put on a good tag.
Last question. I mean, you guys get to the 9th inning, a little bit on the ropes. Could you have drawn it up any better than a triple play to walk yourself off?
I don't think so, no. That was pretty awesome, man. I mean, just what we've done, and, for us to do that, the ultimate team play is triple play. Everybody's involved, and that was special.
Go enjoy, brother.
That was Jake Cronenworth with Tony Gwynn Jr. right after this 4-2 win for the Padres against the Dodgers. And what a moment for Jake there, getting the interview, and what a nice game offensively. Again, the 2 hits, the home run, and the 3 RBIs tonight. All right, we'll step aside. When we return, we will have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll hear our play of the game coming up as well. Might have another conversation or two, post-game interview with Tony to play you in case you missed it. Final score in L.A. tonight, Padres 4, Dodgers 2. The post-game celebration continues here in L.A. as the Padres clinch a postseason spot here in 2024. We'll step aside, come back to L.A. after this on the Padres Radio Network. Our post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside Dodger Stadium here in L.A. Padres win it 4-2 against the Dodgers here tonight. The celebration continues as the Padres clinch a postseason berth here in 2024. We'll take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, take you around the MLB standings coming up in just a little bit. We'll also hear our play of the game, and if you were listening to tonight's game, watching tonight's game, I think you know what we're going to pick because it was so unbelievable. So we'll get to that coming up in just a little bit. Let's revisit some of the post-game interviews with Tony. If you missed it earlier, it's so worth replaying here. They were so great inside the clubhouse during the celebration. Let's hear from, how about Jackson Merrill? Jackson Merrill, the rookie, the kid, the sensation, the guy who should win NL Rookie of the Year here in 2024. Let's hear the reaction. Jackson Merrill going to the postseason in his rookie season. Go ahead.
I'm here with the kid, Jackson Merrill, Padres center fielder. Jackson, what are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling excited, but I got to be careful. We got more games to win. I got to be careful tonight. But celebrate, have fun, baseball tomorrow.
What went through your mind as Manny Machado's playing in for a bunt? The ball's hit to him. Did you know immediately that you had a shot at triple play?
I told Toddy during the mound visit, I said, triple play, let's go. Bang, triple play, over. But, dude, you expect that. It's us. You know, that's how we play the game. We play hard. Anything can happen. So I was ready for it.
Jackson, you've had a tremendous rookie season. You're a part of a winning ball club that's going to the playoffs, but there still seems to be some unchecked boxes out there for you guys. You're going to enjoy this night tonight, and then it's back to work tomorrow.
Yeah, it's back to work, back to more fun. But our focus on the main goal here. We want to win a World Series, but we got to do it one step at a time. And tonight was step one, so let's do it.
Box one check. Thanks you, Jackson.
Let's go. Thank you.
All right, that was Jackson Merrill. Oh, man. Yeah, that kid is awesome, huh? All right, we'll revisit more of the post-game conversations coming up here in just a little bit. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, tell you what's gone on around the major leagues today, because still there are results to certainly pay attention to when it comes to this wild card picture. So let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, then we'll update you on the major league standings as well.
Let's take a trip around the Bigs and tell you about the scores you need to know in our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Meat, where great taste meets integrity.
We take a look at the full scores from around the major leagues here tonight. A's beat the Rangers 5-4 in Oakland. Jacob Wilson, a walk-off single in that game for the A's. Giants beat the Diamondbacks 11-0. That's very good news for the Padres. 11-0 Giants beat Arizona. Cardinals beat the Rockies 7-3 in Colorado. Astros beat the Mariners 4-3 in Houston. Astros win the AL West with that victory over Seattle. Marlins beat the Twins 4-1 in Minnesota. White Sox beat the Angels 3-2 in Chicago. Braves beat the Mets 5-1 in Atlanta. Red Sox beat the Blue Jays in Toronto, the final in 10 there. Orioles hung on to beat the Yankees 5-3 in New York. Royals beat the Nationals in 10 in D.C., 1-0. Brewers beat the Pirates 7-2 in Pittsburgh. Guardians beat the Reds 6-1 in Cleveland. Cubs beat the Phillies 10-4 in Philadelphia. Tigers beat the Rays 2-1 earlier today in Detroit. Tarek Skubal, 7 scoreless innings in that game. He was great as the Tigers continue to be one of the real great stories here towards the finish of the regular season. That's a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. So here's the way things look tonight in the wild card. Mets losing, Arizona losing, Braves winning. The Padres have now opened up a 4-game lead on the New York Mets, who sit in the number 2 wild card spot, Padres in the number 1 spot. So 4 games ahead of the Mets, who are in the number 2. The Diamondbacks are a half game behind the Mets, sitting in the number 3 spot. So if the season ended right here, right now, it would be wild card series in San Diego, Padres hosting the Mets. Diamondbacks would be playing the Brewers in Milwaukee in the other wild card series. Now, things are getting very interesting because not only are the Diamondbacks sitting in the 3rd and final spot in the wild card. Atlanta, with their win tonight, they're a half game behind Arizona. So the Diamondbacks are now dangerously close to dropping out of this wild card picture altogether. So again, Padres in the number 1 wild card spot. They're 4 games up the Mets, sitting in the number 2 spot. Arizona, a half game behind New York. Sitting in the third and final wild card spot. Atlanta a half game on the outside looking in behind Arizona. So the Padres essentially have a 5-game lead on the D-backs as well. So look, very, very good cushion heading into the final 5 games of the year. As far as that number 1 wild card spot, Padres got help tonight with the Mets and D-backs losing. So good news there. As far as the division, the Padres end tonight, as you probably know by now, 2 games behind LA for first place in the National League West. They do hold the tiebreaker. So if the Padres were to win tomorrow, that would go down to 1 game. If they were to win on Thursday, they would be tied with LA for first place in the NL West. First things first, you got to play tomorrow. But remember, the Padres hold the tiebreaker between these 2 teams. So they don't have to take over the Dodgers in the standings. They just have to tie them to win this division. So we'll get to tomorrow in the pregame, and I'm sure everybody will talk about it tomorrow on the station. But you win tomorrow if you're the Padres, and all of a sudden the final game of this series is absolutely massive, even bigger than the first 2 games of this series, because then the Padres, let's say they do win tomorrow, hypothetical world here, that means they would wake up Thursday with an opportunity. If they beat the Dodgers that night and sweep this series, they would have the NL West title in hand with 3 games to go because they have the tiebreaker. So buckle up. Tomorrow, another huge game here in LA. That's a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard and the standings. And, man, what a fun time of year this is, and what a great celebration here tonight. All right, before we hear our play of the game, let's quickly go and listen back to another one of Tony's great interviews from inside the clubhouse. We've heard from Cronenworth. We've heard from King. We've heard from Merrill. I don't know, Frank, you heard these. Anyone in particular, maybe you can say it in my ear you like? Who'd you say, Frank? Manny? All right. You can't go wrong with Manny. Good job, Frank. By the way, before we hear from Manny, Frank doing a great job back in the studio. It's a one-man show back there, running the broadcast, cutting up these interviews. It's very, very hectic. You never know what guys might say during these post-game interviews, so Frank doing an excellent job late night back in the studio. Frank, let's hear from Manny Machado post-game inside the celebration, inside the clubhouse with Tony Gwynn Jr.
I'm with third baseman Manny Machado. Manny, let's start with that triple play. You're coming in on the bunt, you readjust. It seemed like at the last minute when it was hit to you, you didn't even hesitate. Was that on your mind?
Honestly, no, it was not. I thought he was gonna bunt again. He surprised me with it, so I kind of just stayed back. And my first instinct is once it's hit at me, it was hit in the perfect spot. Touch third, throw to second, see what happens. Triple play's hard, man. It's hard.
Once you got it to second, did you know it was a
yeah, that's it. The guy to get was at second base. He hit it hard. He hit it probably 1-0 something off the bat. I mean, right at me, he had no reaction time. So tag first, tag third, throw to second, and then I trust Cronenworth enough to make that play and throw to first.
Listen, it's been all of you guys, but starting in June, you turned it up another dial and really rode that all the way to this point. Just talk about turning it up.
Saranye! Hey!
Ah-Sung Kim is on the phone right now.
Saranye, we love you, baby. We'll see you next week, baby. You coming for us. You gonna celebrate with us too, baby.
You wrote, this team kind of rode you all the way to this point. Just talk about raising your level from June to this point to get this team here.
I mean, honestly, it's give credit to the coaching staff, training staff, getting me healthy. Coming from an injury is not easy, and they push me every single day to be better. And at the end of the day, they told me, hey, we're gonna get to where we want to get to, but you got to be healthy. You got to be out there playing every single day, and you got to perform at the highest level. And they just push me every single day, man. I mean, training staff, coaching staff making me be better defensively. Our hitting coaches making me better with Vic, making me better. Berkey making me better offensively. Trying to stick with a good routine, trying to see what works for you, and just writing it out, man. I mean, it's been fun, and I got to give credit to this group, man. This group has been fun all year, going out there and battling with them and competing. I mean, we could do everything we want.
Let's talk about this group a little bit.
We could do everything we want in the cage, out on the field. But 7 o'clock hits, 6:40 hits. It's about competing. It's about competing. And they taught me how it's just forget everything. You might not have your best game out there. You might not be feeling your best, but you can go out there and compete with the best of us. And this whole group has done that all year. And that's why we are where we are right now. And, you know, we're not done. We're not done. You know, I think this group has bigger vision, and, you know, we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to compete, and we're going to celebrate tonight, enjoy this night, but tomorrow's back to business. We got stuff to handle.
You're finishing up your 6th year as a Padre. I would imagine this is one of the more complete teams you've ever been a part of.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, just top to down, guys that are not here right now that helped us tremendously throughout the year. I mean, 1 through 40 on that roster, man. They've helped us out tremendously, and we're not here without any of those 40 guys.
Skipper Mike Shildt said that he has no worries about you guys being able to turn the page tomorrow, because as you mentioned, there's some unchecked boxes out there for you guys to still
it's
check.
For us, except the beer showers. But it's normal. We celebrate every win. You know, it's a beautiful thing to win a game in the big leagues. It's not easy. It's not easy, and we celebrate the game. We enjoy today, and that's been the resilience of this team. You know, we turn the page every single night, and, you know, once 7 o'clock hits tomorrow, we're going to be ready to compete and go out there and win. You know, we've done it all year. We're going to continue to do it. Today is just a different day. With a little bit of beer, you know, a little bit of champagne, but we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready.
Enjoy the rest of the night, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was Manny Machado with Tony Gwynn Jr. right after today's win inside the clubhouse celebration. What a celebration. You love that moment with Ha-Seong Kim. And I'll tell you what, I know people out there, you may be thinking, hey, this celebration's great. You do have unfinished business. Trust me. And you heard it there from Manny, one of the leaders of this team. They know, okay? They know that there is more to play for starting tomorrow, that there is unfinished business and the opportunity to win this division. Let's call it like it is, everybody. It's right in front of them. I know it's a tall order to come in here and win another game or 2 more games or win out or do something crazy. Guess what? It's right in front of this team. It is. So trust me, they know the opportunity they have in front of them. And I'll tell you what, they're young men. They'll party a little bit tonight. They'll be okay for tomorrow. Don't worry about it. They'll be fine. And they'll be ready to go tomorrow. I don't think it's lost on anybody in there. You think this team doesn't want to beat the team in the third base dugout here in L.A.? Yeah, they do. And they've showed it. I mean, they've played great against the Dodgers. They just have, and they did it again here tonight. So there is unfinished business. It's a tall order. There's no doubt about that. But I really, as somebody who is down there or somebody who's around this team a lot, I feel very confident. This isn't a guarantee that you're going to win the next 2 games, but I feel very confident that this team will be ready and prepared for tomorrow. And you know what? It's a long year. And when you have the moment to celebrate getting into the postseason and your 91st win, you do it. You do it. So, anyway, we'll see what tomorrow holds. We'll see what Thursday holds, but could continue to get more and more interesting as this week progresses here in L.A. All right, we may revisit another conversation. I don't know if we have any phone calls on the line. If you want to try to get a quick call in late here, 833-288-0973. Before we do all that, let's knock out our last usual segment, and let's set it up before we get to it. And that's Frank back in the studio doing a great job here tonight. In the 9th inning, Robert Suarez, it was shaky. There's no doubt about it. And look, there is, I guess, a little, storyline. I'm not going to harp on it tonight. There is a little storyline underneath this great, great night of Robert Suarez having another shaky 9th inning. But for the moment, let's just focus on what happened in that 9th inning. Padres are ahead 4-1. Will Smith, leadoff single. Tommy Edman, single. Kike Hernandez, RBI single to put Edman at second base. So at that point in the game, it's 4-2. LA's got a run in the bottom half of the ninth inning that's tying runs on first and second base. Miguel Rojas at the plate for LA. There's nobody out. And on top of that, you know who's waiting on deck? Shohei Ohtani, the top of the Dodger lineup. So again, Padres leading 4-2, runners on first and second, nobody out, bottom half of the ninth inning, Miguel Rojas at the plate, Ohtani looming on deck, and already the winning run at the plate. And here was tonight's unbelievable play of the game.
What was the crucial play that determined who came out on top? This is today's Play of the Game, presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
0-1. Swinging away, ground ball to Machado. He hits third, that's one. Goes to second in time, on to first, a triple play! A triple play! And the ball game is over! The Padres clinch a postseason berth on a 5-4-3 triple play.
What an ending. What a call by Jesse as well. That's an outstanding call from Jesse Ackler. Wow. What a way to end it. What a way to clinch a postseason berth. 5-4-3 around the horn triple play. Machado to Jake Cronenworth to Solano, and the ball game was over. Robert Suarez out of the jam, and the Padres win it 4-2. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that's the way the Padres clinch a playoff spot. Another very special moment in what's been a very, very special season. What a way to end it. 5-4-3 triple play as the Padres pick up their 91st win of the season. All right, so we've got through our play of the game. We've got through all our normal segments. This was a bit of a different post-game show. It was down in the clubhouse. Obviously, Tony doing his thing. Great job by Tony in the clubhouse with all our interviews. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure you will hear portions of these interviews, and we didn't get to everybody. We replayed King and Manny and Merrill and Cronenworth. We didn't get to replaying everybody. I'm sure they will play portions, if not all of these interviews on our daily talk shows beginning tomorrow morning with Ben and Woods at 6 a.m. So be sure to tune in starting at 6 a.m. Tomorrow morning, and I'm sure a number of these interviews are posted on the 97.3 The Fan social media accounts as well. Shout out to our guy Adam Klug, who stayed up late tonight, was helping me post stuff from inside the clubhouse. We have some stuff on there as well. I talked with AJ Preller inside the clubhouse. That's on social media right now. Some cuts from Jackson Merrill on social media right now. David Peralta, Dylan Cease. I was in there trying to get as much as I could, doing the best I could amidst the champagne and beer showers. So if you missed anything, I'm sure you will hear a lot of it tomorrow throughout the day on 97.3 The Fan, and we tried to replay some of the interviews as well. All right, taking a look ahead to tomorrow. Speaking of turning the page, this was great tonight. This was fun tonight. This was an outstanding win here tonight. But the Padres will begin tomorrow 2 games out of first place in the National League West, with an opportunity, if you can win tomorrow, of again setting up a day on Thursday where you win and all of a sudden you have control of the National League West. So tomorrow's game is another big one. First pitch tomorrow, same time, same place as today, 7:10 p.m. Pitching matchup tomorrow, a good one. Right-hander Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres. Right-hander Jack Flaherty on the mound for the LA Dodgers. Our pregame coverage from inside Dodger Stadium will begin at 6:10 p.m. So 6:10 p.m. pregame, 7:10 p.m. first pitch here at Dodger Stadium in LA. Certainly hope you can join us tomorrow. Yeah, great celebration tonight, but guess what? We're back to very intense, very important baseball starting tomorrow, or I should say it continues tomorrow. As always, if you missed any of our post-game show, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast with Sam Levitt, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch any portion of our post-game show there as well. Final totals here tonight in LA as the Padres clinch a playoff berth in 2024. Padres, 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They left on 5. For the Dodgers, 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left on 7. Winning pitcher, Michael King, who improves to 13-9. Losing pitcher, Landon Knack, who drops to 3-5. The save goes to Robert Suarez, his 35th of the season. Time of game, 2 hours and 44 minutes. And the crowd at Dodger Stadium here in LA, 50,369. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 7:10 p.m. EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show begins at 6:10. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Frank Marchese, excellent job by Frank here tonight. I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night from L.A. Final score here at Dodger Stadium, the San Diego Padres 4 and the Los Angeles Angels 2. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great night, everybody.